So I want to talk a little bit about why I think Supreme Darkness is going to not do too good on our side of the game. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. And we're going to start off over here with the Evil Hero Foundation, aka the selling point of this set. No matter how you want to spin this, hero support is the foundation of a set like this that they're putting a lot of emphasis on because Jaden Yuki has selling power everywhere it goes. I think that they took a look at the hero stuff and said, this is going to be the main reason why people are going to want to buy this booster set, at least in the OCG. I agree with that, 150%. It alone has enough selling power to do some massive, massive wonders. Now, my main concern with this comes in with the way that the TCG typically structures these sets. The Evil Hero stuff isn't really going to be enough to push this set in a direction to make it really, wantable. I mean, yeah, you'll have QCR here and there, but everything else typically is a mid-rarity selection of this. So we have a change of selling points out here. When you have a set whose core identity feels like it's the hero support, and you're kind of losing that on translation to our side of the game, I think that's one major thing that's going to hurt because our hero stuff will be super easy to get. All right, you'll have a couple of ultra, sure, but I can only imagine if they chose to make one of them a secret rare, but that's a one-of at that point for the extra deck. So you're only spending like maybe $10, $15. So I think with the core principle of the strongest selling point that the set has, that it doesn't reinforce the value to expected value to what you can get for this set. It's cool that we got Evil Hero support though. Don't get me wrong. The fact that we have this support in here is good. It's just to make people want to buy the product. It doesn't translate over very well. Let's talk about the Halloween cards. So I think that Hollow and Ween were presented to be these cards that were a very fun filler power-up. They're like, hey, you guys like Evil Twin cards, right? You guys love the idea that you can get these. They even had a slot on the stream that they dedicated to it, and they went very far out. And these also have a Master Duel tie-in out here. Like, literally, 3 days after the set's released in Japan, these cards come to Master Duel for a Halloween event. I love when they do these sorts of things. They're able to use cards printed and port them into Master Duel as well and be able to do that. That's fantastic. The problem is, though, you waste a good art and not so good effects on things. You're presenting these in Master Duel as these cool cards that you can go pick up that don't really do anything. And I don't like when we waste potential like this. You could have very much made Hollow and Ween better playable cards and still capitalized on some sort of actual value. Now, don't get me wrong. Had you made these cards be able to have me choose, I could have done some very sick, disgusting FTK stuff with the zombie one. All right, like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. We could have done some like Mayakashi FTK stuff. It would have been real bad. All right, so probably for a better decision tree that we didn't have that happen, but I do think that these cards could have been structured a little bit better. And for the time and effort that they're using these cards as marketing and things like that, they don't translate over well, once again, to the value point of the set. It's just, there's probably going to be some super rares I can spend $3 on and get a play set of. Like, okay. The lore, the Snake Eyes power-ups. Now, I don't think a single person is going to disagree with me when you look at this lore and you looked at the Snake Eyes Flamber's Dragon that's let you send two continuous spells to the graveyard, aka I can send 2 Crystal Beast monsters to the graveyard to cheat it out. I think that card is one of the coolest support cards that we've gotten generically for a very long time. And I love that idea. I love that I can do things with that. That's so exciting out here. But my takeaway here is with the rest of the Azumina lore, you needed this lore to be a major, major selling point for this product. And I think it's kind of cool to see that they're really trying to force all of the Snake Eyes variants and all the Azamina and the White Force. They're trying to force all of this into one build. You know, after Diabellstar got limited to one and we've lost our Searcher Wanted out here, it feels like their main perception on this deck is, hey, if you've already got a White Forest deck, now you have to get this new Azamina support, and you have to jam-pack it into the same deck in order to get things to work. Their marketing is you have to buy all of the new Snake Eyes cards in the lore, every single set, to make your deck better. That's a good selling point. That's Konami 101 right there. Alright, they want you to, you know, 2 more years of Snake Eyes supremacy. Am I right or am I right? I feel like we've reached the height point of the lore. I could be wrong, though. We could realistically see them doing some other things with this, but I think that this does stick around as the major key selling point of the set. Like, Evil Hero is the backing to get people in. As for the lore people, we're still going very strong. Legacy support. So, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Glad's, in comparison to Lightsworn, wasn't, and Six Samurai, I mean, let's be honest here for a second. Glad support is awesome. It's cool stuff, but it was the wow factor of this set, like by a mile. They said, hey, Legacy support this set, boom, Glad's selling point. We're gonna capitalize on more Mermail support. We all know that people like that. We can go ahead and do that. What about Crystron and what about Speedroid? Speedroid, I think, is a good, strong selling point. I will not disagree with that. Crystron's kind of what left to me. It kind of just looking around going, huh. Like, and especially since they did Crystron so early as a selling point. You gotta remember, it was one of those very first reveals that the TCG likes to go, hey, you guys wanted some Crystron support? Hey, so let me tell you, you're going to be buying this set for new Crystron power-ups. No, I won't. Like, I'm more interested in this set for Glads and for the Speedroids. But I don't, looking at these though, I don't think these alone are enough to carry the set. I mean, I think the Mermail support is very good, but the Glad stuff doesn't really feel like it has the same hype that it did. I mean, 2 battle phases is insane, sure, but maybe it's just the presentation or the feel that I got from everybody. But I didn't hear people yelling, yes, Glads, the same way that, you know, we had Lightsworn support being presented. Like, I gotta give it to the community out here. You guys were crazy for that. So the Legacy support coming off of Rage of the Abyss feels a little bit lacking. Just still saying, Glads are still good though. And then the last, Mulch Army. So it's very apparent that Konami was saving the last Mulch Army for this set as the major driving point. You know, Perulia and Fulawars have been very, very, very strong cards on our side of the market. Now that we have Nyarlos, or whatever we're going to end up calling that card, the card is also extremely good. Nobody's going to deny that having the anti-malice one, I mean, from the graveyard and from the banish, nobody's going to deny the fact that having that Mulch Army around is a bad thing. I do inherently think it is the weakest of the Mulch Armies, and I think most people kind of agree with me on that. But with that being said, though, I do think, for the most part with this set, that the Mulch Army is the thing that's going to have competitive players looking at this. I can't imagine this Mulch Army realistically being more than like $30-40, which is really sad, actually. Maybe 50 in combination with the others. It just kind of depends on, you know, how Malice interacts in our meta and things like that, because people are going to be hoarding for this. But with all of these things set aside here, I mean, there's nothing in here that screams that this set is Rage of the Abyss levels. There's nothing in here that screams that, you know, the set's going to be extremely crazy. I think it's nice to have a set that's a bit more toned down. A lot more people will just be like, hey, we can kind of take a breather from this. You know, we can just buy singles and get what we want. We don't have a reason to go, you know, get sealed product for this unless you're a hero player and you want higher rarity things, or a Glad Beast player. Like, this set's got its ups, but it's going to be a down for sure in comparison to the last 2 core sets. So please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Peace out.
Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.